Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I wanted to do this video tonight because I have had this thought in my mind that I wanted to share with everybody recently about the right arm in the golf swing. So this video is going to be a little different. I want to start doing videos like this more often. People have been asking me, in my journey of seeing, probably in the last year, I've taken, I don't know, 50 golf lessons, or maybe more actually, because if there's only, there's over 50 weeks in a year. So anyway, so I've taken a lot of golf lessons from many different golf teachers in the last year, both that you've seen on the channel, that you haven't seen on the channel, and other things like that. But of all these different methods, and people have started to ask me about my own personal thoughts. So this is going to be kind of like a Brendan's Rants kind of section, so bear with me, but I have put considerable thought into this video that you're going to see now. So this is going to be all about the right arm and the role of the right arm. So if you guys have seen some of my recent stuff with Tony Lutzak, who is the head instructor at the Be Better Golf Schools that we did and that we're going to do. We're going to have one coming up, I think, in Chicago, coming up soon. And then we also might do one, I think, in the Hamptons. And also, if anybody is in, this could sound strange, but if there's any Be Better golfers in New Zealand, kind of on the northern part of New Zealand, we might be doing one there in September-ish time, because there's a couple golfers out there who are really desperately want us to come out there, so we're trying to make that happen. But this video is all about the right arm. And so Tony is absolutely convinced that tension in this left side is where we start to see so much of this. People call it over the top, even Tony calls it over the top. Personally, I don't think over the top really exists. Not in the way, because over the top is almost kind of like a 2D term. I'll do a whole video about this, but basically this is not happening because of a directional issue. It's happening because of an out of sequencing issue in your swing. So Tony's convinced of that. And in talking to Tony, because I first got with Tony because I was completely, I was coming to the realization of how much the upper body has to be the thing that runs, basically, I always say, it has to be the thing that runs the show in your swing. Obviously, there's players that have done it the other ways, but I think the simplest, easiest, best way to recreate good, solid ball striking every time is to let the upper body, the thing that's actually holding the club, and the thing that you have the most power with, it's been a lot of scientific studies to prove this, let that run the show. The second part of Tony's philosophy is this right side dominance and letting that also run the show. And that was a harder sell for me for sure, because you guys saw when I visited Mike Malaska at Superstition Mountain in Arizona, he said of all the good to, okay to like pretty good golfers that he's worked with, like single digit handicap golfers that he's seen, I was in the top 5 worst handle pullers on the way down, handle yankers on the way down. And this is a guy that's taught literally 10,000 golf lessons. So that really made me think like, wow, maybe a lot of what I'm doing wrong is coming from this left side control, this pulling, this yanking. And but he said that, but really I had offered no way of getting over it or anything. So then I started doing a lot of experimenting, started reading a lot of stuff. I saw E.A. Tischler did a cool video about the right arm, where in that video he said, and I tried to research it to find it, and I saw through like secondhand sources that this was true, but I didn't see it out of the horse's mouth. But he said that Ben Hogan, during his power golf days, took 100 right arm only swings a day. That's about around the time when Ben Hogan, he said that he was playing his best during those power golf days before the accident. And then I started noticing the more I started concentrating on having the control in this right arm, the better my shots were getting and the lower my scores were getting. And certainly the things that's always destroyed me as a competitive golfer in the past has been the once or twice just the absolute awful shot that just destroys your score. A double cross basically, that is the opposite of what you were trying to do and goes into a really bad spot, and then it's hard to recover. So I was getting a lot less of those like random one-off super terrible shots with more control in my right side. And then I did some videotaping of my swing with just my right arm and some other stuff. What this all comes down to is I want to show you guys this video now. This is my friend Graham that I talked about on the channel before. Graham was born without a left arm. I should have gotten to this quicker in this video. Graham was born without this, from basically here down, he has no left arm. And Graham is like a 2-handicap golfer, and he got to, like, I think the Final Four in the Scottish Amateur. Like, he's a 2-handicap now, and in college he was a plus handicap and beat a lot of really good golfers in his college career and in his high-level amateur career. And the device that, so let's look at Graham's swing right now. This is right-hand control completely.
Oof, tight line but very good drive. Beautiful strike here on the 16th hole of the old course. Graham Dawson.
So if you see in Graham's swing, the device, first of all, it's just a little cuff that's right here, and then there's literally a little piece of garden hose that goes onto the end of the grip like this. And literally, it'll just pull off with like almost no, just like any kind of motion, like pulling it this way, it'll just come right off. It's actually, Graham says, in wet weather, he lives in St. Andrews, Scotland, actually. Runs a company called St. Andrews Golf Travel that maybe we'll do a Be Better Golf trip with. Anyway, so Graham says in wet weather, it actually all the time will come off, and in Scotland it's always wet weather. But a lot of the times it'll just come off on the downswing. But it really doesn't interrupt them too much because Graham is really getting the control so much in his swing. It's really 100% of his control and power and everything is coming from this right arm. His left arm is doing no pulling, no yanking, nothing. It just can't, you know, physically it can't. And I asked Graham about it. I was like, okay, well, why did you, when you were first getting into golf, and he's been golfing for a long time, his dad's a big golfer and actually invented the little thing that would go on there. This little garden hose, by the way, that goes on there, I asked him why he uses that. He said it's just a little bit of feedback and it's a little bit of kind of structure to have, but there's no power or anything that's going into it. And so that's kind of a good key for us for actually what the role of the left arm is. It's more for structure and for feedback and for kind of like a tactile response, but it's really just, it's just on there, and this is really running everything. Anyway, so Graham, and I asked him, well, why didn't your dad, because you've always heard the thing about golf, like, oh, man, you'd be an awesome golfer if you were righty and you played lefty and you could just pull from the front. You know, he said, why didn't your dad do that? He said, oh no, you're much better off with your strong side being on the trail end. But I still wasn't totally sold on the idea that this right, because I still had it baked into me that, you know, you see guys with these super stiff left arms, Keimer and some others, and Danny Lee and stuff, like they're really straight and tense with that left arm, it seems from the pictures. And so you see that. So it made me still kind of doubtful. So I wanted to see if there was a way to figure out if this left side tension and stuff really was doing a lot to destroy my sink on the way down. So this is something called the pitch grip. It's a club that's designed to swing with your right hand only. So the pitch grip has a special grip. It's got this faux left hand on it. I saw this actually, I actually paid for this, which is rare for this channel for me to pay for a training aid. I have literally like 10 training aids in my house I haven't done reviews on yet that people have sent me. And but anyway, I really wanted this one because it's all about right arm control. You can see I'll do maybe a review on it later, but it has this faux left hand on it so that you can hold the pitch grip in just your right hand and hit shots with it so that you can really get the feeling of controlling the club with your right arm. And it actually is cool. It's a cool feeling. And you really feel it, you know, like golfing machine people talk about the pressure point being in this finger here. You really feel it there. So I started to see my swing in slow motion with the pitch grip started to do all the things that I want my swing to do in my full swing. So then I invented this thing over here. Not invented, but, or yeah, I guess I did. So this is a golf club with a, so I basically took a FedEx like wrapper, that's like a sticky side wrapper, and laminated the top half of this grip. And then I got, here it is. And then I took a gardening glove, and turned it inside out. So this fuzzy glove is fuzzy right here. On top of this laminated grip is like, it comes out like immediately, right away. So let's try something, Andrew, since you're here. Andrew's watching. You guys remember Andrew from the channel. You have a little tee, a baby tee. Put this glove on, your left hand, and I want you to hit this shot and just really try to control it on the way down with your right hand. Your left hand is going to be so super duper slippery on there that you almost won't be able to, it'll, like if you try to yank on it, it'll just like slip out. So this is the first time Andrew's pulled directly. He was just kind of watching. Take a practice swing. It's weird, huh? Yeah. So really control the club with your right hand. And take kind of like half a swing if you have to. And just see what you can do. Andrew's a very good college golfer who, when Be Better Golf started, was a very good high school golfer. That was an awesome shot. So when I did this, and I'll take the glove from you, thank you. Yep. You demonstrated it much better than I could have probably. When I first made this, and I was watching my swing in slow motion, I was doing all the things that had always annoyed me about my swing that I had never been able to get rid of, these are the things that always annoyed me about my swing. It went under the plane on the way back. But my hands were going low, kind of like in this direction, hands coming back, club going, then the hands would go up. And then I'd go over a little bit and chicken wing. In my swing in slow motion, when I used this, I noticed that with right arm control, it was going through my hands. It's looking pretty good. Still just the tiniest bit, but much less of some residual out of sequenceness here. Getting a little out of sequence. But then the downswing unloaded off my right forearm and no chicken wing at all. And a lot of these things, I was like, well, that's all right arm control. That had no left hand control in it at all. So that was really the thing that sold me, seeing that. I mean, really, I should have been sold on it already from all the research that I had seen and everything else. Let me hit one. That was really the thing that sold me on, okay, I think I'm going to play my best golf, controlling my golf swing in this arm, rather than handle yanking and pulling. And the thing that I had to see too, because when I first talked to Tony about this, was I said, well, if you have somebody said this to me once, if you have a push cart and it's on 2 wheels and you push it, it kind of wobbles. But if you turn it around and you pull it, then it goes in a straight line. And so that's what I always thought about golf, that you should be pulling and not like pushing. And he said, it's all pulling. Because look, this is pulling, but then this is pulling too. See, I'm still pulling. This would be pushing, which you can't do. So it's still pulling, and it's still, the control is so much better. So anyway, let's see if I can do this. I'm actually going to do my overlap here. I'm going to control it with the right. Good tempo. And keep it in the right. There we go. The thing that Tony always says too is that your body intuitively knows that right arm adduction, it's called, is the thing that's creating a lot of the power. Actually, there's a scientist in Australia that has found out that 85% of the power is coming from this motion right there, and other things are supporting that. Anyway, so your body intuitively knows that. So if you control the club with your left side your body knows that to hit it hard, it's got to use this. So then on the downswing, you'll use a lot of your right arm too. So basically you end up doing what Tony calls juggling. So juggling is this: when you control it with the left, then you try to hit it with the right. Or I guess you could try to control it with the right and then hit it with the left. And that's about as consistent as you would think it would be, to go like this and that. So that's been my whole journey to kind of, these videos that I'm doing here, that I think I might come out to Hartwell every once in a while and do these videos, super long form, very long-winded videos. But this has kind of been my whole journey to why I've decided in my swing to use a lot more right arm control. This is put into great detail how to do this in the new video series that's out now called Building a Reactionary Golf Swing. And here is a promo for it.
Hey golfers, Tony with Reactionary Golf. Brendan did a great job editing Build Your Reactionary Golf Swing. We filmed it right after the golf school in California. We got Jeff in there, Brendan, myself. We're just showing you step by step how you can build your best reactionary golf swing. Take away the complexities that's out there. Take away all that confusion that's in your head. Let's get it cleaned up. Let's get you swinging the golf club the way you need to with effortless power. Now, to help you along with this journey, I'm going to throw in 3 months free inside the Golf Lab. Benefits to that: you have access now. You can shoot me videos. I can analyze your swing. We can help you along this path. We have golfers around the world right now as part of our Inside the Golf Lab, the Lab Tech members. And we've been making dramatic changes through online video. So, to help you take this information, digest it, rewire that brain, and get you swinging better, buy now. We'll see you in the inside of the lab. And this way, you're guaranteed to make your best reactionary golf swing. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.
Thanks to Andrew for helping me out. And thanks to you guys for watching. Subscribe to the channel, and see you later.